And we're back with Unforgettable Conversations. Guys, today it's episode 90, and today I have a very special guest. I have the one and only Adriel Miramontes with the Adriel Show. And a lot of people don't, a lot of the Bromigos don't know what the Adriel Show is. So, Adriel, can you kind of give us a rundown of what the Adriel Show is?
Of course. And thank you for having me, first of all. The Adriel Show is a local news platform, mostly in Oxnard, but we do cover Ventura County. So breaking news, through those really hard stories. And we report them with accuracy, try not to spread the misinformation that, has been really rampant this year especially. So we just report the most accurate news so people could be aware of everything that's happening in their community.
So you're like technically like Fox or CNN, but or like even Ventura Star, but for the regular person that lives in Oxnard, really, right?
Yeah, but what's different is Fox, they lean one way. CNN, they lean another way. And with me, I try to just be in the middle, just give out the straight facts. People can make decisions on their own. I don't need to tell them what to think. I just need to give them the facts, and they can make their own determination on whatever the issue is.
How did this even start? Because, like, okay, I don't mean to pry, but, like, how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. See, for the Bromigos, that is awesome. Like, I feel like you're very mature for your age, because me at 18, the Bromigos are, maybe some of them are witness of it. I was like, I feel like I was mature for my age at the time, but I feel like you're on the next level, dude. Like, you're tactically running your own little journalistic news media. And how did this even start?
It started my senior year of high school, so that was last year. I was in a journalism program. It was a yearbook. So that's where I really started to, learn how to write, learn how to take pictures and videos. But the election was going on, and I was seeing there were so many candidates, but they don't have platforms. They didn't have platforms. So my friend Abel, he had interviewed a couple people. Right. But I felt like there needed to be more people involved telling the stories of different candidates so people could be informed on who they're going to vote for. Okay. So while I was in that program of yearbook, I decided to interview a couple people who were running for city council. Okay. And I really liked that. I really liked asking them questions, hard questions. Would they support this? Would they support this? So I decided, from that point, I just released videos on Facebook groups. And then I received a lot of positive feedback. But then I decided I needed my own platform. And being in yearbook was cool because I was like writing about people and different stuff, but I was only limited to my school. And I wanted to cover different things of Oxnard, interview different people. So I decided not to return for the second semester because it's a year-long thing from August to June. Okay. So I just did it from August to December, and I decided not to do it again because I wanted to pursue the Adriel Show, and that's when the Adriel Show was born. So I could cover without any deadlines, without any oversight. But I do try to keep it really ethical, really accurate, following guidelines.
Gotcha. And is there a team, or is it just Adriel himself, that you by yourself that runs the whole thing? Like, do you have like a camera guy? Do you have like, because I feel like I mentioned, Fox and CNN, they have like hundreds of employees, and you're 18 and you're pretty much keeping up. I consider you keeping up with like the local channels.
It's just me, but I do have a lot of help. Sometimes my friend Rico, he helps me with the camera. My friend Abel also helps me with the camera. Rico also provides a lot of equipment for the Adriel Show, meaning he's provided the drone, he's recorded for me in many of our posts, and the audio. He's let me use his mics. In the beginning, when I was just starting off, I didn't have the equipment I have now. So I did receive a lot of help, but as of now, it's just me.
So that's kind of cool, like how that you guys kind of like worked with each other until you kind of built up your equipment to get to that position. What motivated you to even continue this? Because obviously it worked. But what motivated you to continue to actually like, okay, I got to get my own gear, I got to do this, I got to get to the point where I'm at now? What was that motivation that kind of drove you to that?
Seeing how much misinformation and just news that isn't the truth that was spreading in the community. And I feel like, especially in the Latino community, our parents, many that came to the country without any education, or they might be believing that as the truth, and it's not the truth. So I have the motivation to continue by knowing that if I'm not providing this, a lot of people are going to be believing in this false narrative, and then if they believe in something fake, then they're going to vote with a false notion. Then they're not gonna be having that change in the city because they're believing in this false notion. So I get motivation in knowing that what I'm doing is right, what I'm doing is good. Really giving the facts and letting people decide what to do from there.
Gotcha. There was a post that I saw that you had posted, and I feel like for me, I wouldn't have known this was happening, and it was during the ice raids in Camarillo at one of the field. I think it was like I don't know if it was like a weed farm or something like that, and there was the ICE that just pretty much was out there trying to get illegal immigrants. I wouldn't have even known about that unless I was following your page. And the crazy thing is, you got hit with a pepper gun, didn't you?
I got hit by something. I don't know if it was directly by a pepper bullet, but I got hit. I don't know. I think it was shrapnel or something. But I did get hit right here in the right back of my head, and it hurt. It hurt. I don't know what it was.
What was going down there? Because I know, like, obviously you covered it, but I just kind of saw one post and I was like, whoa, like that's literally in Camarillo. But what was the whole spiel? Like, what was going down over there?
Well, me and my friend Rico actually had started the day in another field close by in Oxnard, and we were giving. I'm not sure if he's released the video yet, but we were giving a lot of snacks and drinks to the field workers there.
Okay.
We had no idea of what was happening in Camarillo, but then we were getting notifications that this is going down in Camarillo. So I told him, because we had already given the
snacks away and everything.
So we were already packing up. I told him, let's go over there. So we went, and then we saw a lot of people running back and a lot of gas and everything. So they had already dispersed
like tear gas or the mustard gas or whatever that they're using, pepper spray or whatnot.
And then we were walking in, like, while everybody was walking out, we were walking in to see like what was going on. And when I saw a guy, I don't remember his name, but he went to school with me, and he was he was bleeding from his leg.
Right.
And he was showing me he had two, and I interviewed him. It's posted on one of our posts.
Okay.
And so from there, they had stopped, so people started gathering again, and then from there, people were just like taunting the federal agents, and then the federal agents were just like this, like not doing anything.
Okay, yeah.
And all of a sudden, they started shooting in the feet of a woman. Like, you could see that in the video. Boom, boom, boom. And then that's when everybody started running, and that's when they started throwing the gas. That's when they started shooting other people.
And that's when when you got hit too.
Yeah, when we were running back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know that obviously you probably get tips on like people reach out to you and like, hey, this is going down, kind of like in this situation where you guys were not even knowing about that. You were at a different field and you got called out to go check that one out. How does that work? Do you have like specific people that reach out to you and like, hey, come check this out? Or is it just like community oriented that people just reach out?
Yeah, well, it's people that reach out. It's I'm on Ring. Ring, there's a community base there. People say, oh, what's happening here? What's happening here? So that gives me more of an idea, or what's happening in Camarillo, something's happening in Camarillo. Also, social media, just looking through the posts, people are posting, this is happening here, this is happening here.
Gotcha.
But I have to ask more questions, like, is it going down here? Or can you give me more specifics? Because not everything you see on social media is the truth. So, well, it's on social media, it's tips, it's a variety of different things.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, because at first I was thinking like, I mean, you're fast. Like, I feel like every single time I see something, it's like, it's happening live, which is cool because it's like, that's kind of what you want from your news. You don't want to find out about this like a week later, a month later. So you're pretty on top of it, but it kind of does make sense that you would have kind of like, I don't know, like seekers out there that like pretty much reach out to you when something's going down. when it comes down to that, do you promote that? Like, do you tell people like, hey, if there's ever anything going down, reach out to my social media and have them contact you, or do
Yeah.
you even promote it at all?
Yeah, yeah. I've told people that if they have any tips, any information, I think that's on my bio right now.
Uh-huh.
If you have any tips, any information, tell me. Even if you think it's irrelevant, the littlest tip, tell me, because it can make a difference in whatever story I'm seeking, or it makes me start seeking more information about this. So people did tell me about the Camarillo. People were telling even Rico, because he had posted that what we were doing, and people said, "Oh, and this farm there's something going down there." So they were telling both of us.
Oh,
So
okay,
yeah,
okay,
people. I strongly advise people to tell me anything, even if they think it's irrelevant, because it could be something super much bigger.
And then I guess for the fans, where could they reach out to you? I'm guessing Instagram.
Yes.
What's your handle so you can let them know?
You could text the Adriel Show. The DMs are open. You don't need to be even following, because some Instagram you need to be following to text.
Some of them are private or something like that. Yeah.
With me, no. The Adriel Show, you could just text whatever you want. Any tips, I read all of them. So even if you think it's irrelevant, give any information you have, and it'll really help.
Gotcha. Now, the next thing I wanted to jump into is because I read the interview that you had with Voyager LA, and there was a quote on there, and I feel like this is one of the things that, like, I was like, this guy has a good head on his shoulder. There was a quote, and this is the direct quote: "Journalism is the core to democracy. Without journalists, there is no democracy. Without democracy, there is no journalist." Can you clarify what that means to you?
Yeah. We have a democracy because of journalists. Journalists seek questions. They press the people in power. That's the job of the journalist, to challenge the power. So if there's no journalists, then the power will go unchecked, and then there's no democracy. There's no people checking the people high up. And so that's what that quote means. I believe I learned that from my yearbook teacher back in high school.
Oh, okay.
So, many of the things I know now are because of Miss Roberts from.
Shout out to Ms. Roberts.
from
Yeah.
Yearbook.
This was Oxnard High School.
Oxnard High School.
Okay, so shout out to Miss Roberts if she's watching this. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I how did you even like get on the Voyager, or is it? How did you get connected with them, Voyager LA?
Stephanie, I believe it was. She had emailed me. I used to have my email on the Adriel Show, because I thought that was the most fastest way. But I feel like just messaging the Adriel Show is now a faster way.
Right.
I used to have my email, and then she emailed me. Hey, I'm with Voyager LA. We want to do a quick interview, and then she sent me the list of questions, and then I answered them to the best. This was in March, so this was.
Okay. So
months
this is
ago.
this year. Yeah.
this
Okay.
year. But she just emailed me, and I emailed her back, and that's how I went.
Okay. That's cool. I didn't know that. I think the next thing I wanted to kind of like reach out to you about is like, obviously you're doing this for your city. If someone wanted to replicate this for their own city, like, what I guess advice would you give them if it's like someone in, I don't know, like Bakersfield wanted to replicate what you're doing, or some other city, Camarillo, that wanted to kind of step away from Fox and CNN and all these other channels and kind of do their own thing for their local community? What advice would you give them to start?
Just show up. Go to events that you weren't invited to. Just show up, because that's what I did. I just showed up with a camera, with my phone, with a $20 microphone, and I just showed up and I talked to people. You need to talk to people. You need to,
Right.
And like that you make connections and you network, and then you will be invited to events. But you need to show up uninvited to events, to the city council, to community events. That's what I did, and I feel like now I'm invited more to events, but I started off just showing up without being invited.
Yeah, because I've seen you in a lot of posts where you're kind of just like, I feel like there's a circle of people, and I was talking to you about this earlier before we started the podcast, with like Rico, Young Quicks, I mean, even down to the mayor that I think you even interviewed the mayor of Oxnard, which is pretty cool. I'm hoping that maybe one day I can get the mayor on here too. So if you have any advice on how to get him on here, let's do it. But the fact that you're running with like this circle, it kind of proves to show that you have shown up and you have been invited to these things, and it's all about just doing your part. Was there any influences that you had growing up that made you want to do this?
Well, I've always had a dream to be like a reporter, news reporter, since I was little. And there's videos out there of me pretending to work at KTLA.
Okay.
I would make like little videos, little skits. But just seeing the reporters on TV, seeing how they talk, seeing how cool it was, and that might be a little bit weird for some people because it's like a reporter all serious, and I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
But just seeing the reporters on TV, they really inspired me, and just watching the news at a young age just really made me want to go into this field and be a truth teller.
That's good. That's good. Knowing that you've kind of faced some dangers now reporting, have you faced any other dangers or threats while reporting? Because obviously you had that situation with the protest. Have you faced anything else like that?
Yeah. I did a story on a hit and run, and I received like, oh, we're gonna sue you. This is not true.
Oh.
And this wasn't just this story. It was another story as well, but I can't remember which one it was. But I know where everything that I post is verified. I don't post anything if it's not 100% verified. So through sources, through the police department, through the DA. So I don't get scared by like, oh, we're gonna sue you or anything, because I know there's nothing to sue me about if I'm using really good sources.
Right.
Maybe if I was posting stuff that I didn't know, like fake news, stuff that's not true, that I don't know is true.
Right.
But no, I don't get scared of that. So a couple of times I've been told that, oh, we're gonna sue you, take this down. But I don't get scared of that because I know everything that I post is verified, and I go through a lot of re-verifying. I verify something once, but it's not good enough, so I have to verify it again, because the people need to trust that everything I put out is the truth and nothing but the truth.
Is there someone that you kind of go through this? Because I mean, like, you're 18, but like I said, you're pretty mature for your age. But is there someone that helps you like kind of go through that process, or someone that taught you that, or is it the teacher that taught you that?
It was, I did a online program by NBCU Academy, and I received the certificates for fundamentals of journalism. So it teaches you the tools on how to verify if something's real, if something's not real, and just the fundamentals of creating a story and making sure it's accurate. So I would say NBCU Academy is who taught me that.
Taught you that. And then is that like a school, or is like an online program that you went through?
Yeah, it's an online course.
And they give you like a certificate at the end or something like that?
They give you a certificate, yes.
If you wanted to, I guess, encourage other people to do journalism, because I feel like growing up, I never met anybody that was like, hey, I met a lot of people that were like, oh, I want to be YouTube famous. I want to like work for the city, the county, or something like that. I want to work for the school district. I've never met anybody that was like, I want to do journalism, which is actually pretty cool to be able to meet you, because I think that's the whole point of my podcast, is to meet different people, meet different unique individuals, and be able to talk to them. Is there some like advice that you would be able to give, or something to motivate someone to want to move into that line of work?
I would say if you're still in school, join, if Yearbook is available for you, join Yearbook, try it out. That's a starter.
Right.
If you enjoy that, you're going to enjoy starting your own thing and pursuing a journalism career. So I just start out small, and if you like it there, then pursue a journalism career. If you don't, then try something else. You never know what you like until you try something small, a little sample of it.
Gotcha. Is there like different categories to journalism? Because obviously there's like political, there's like I mean, one of the big ones that we always see on the news is like car accidents, fires. I mean, is there anything specific that you focus on, or are you just like completely everything you're willing to dip your toe into?
Right now I'm doing everything. I recently covered the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they were in town
with the mayor.
Yeah.
And so I do sports, I do crime, right now I'm doing everything because it's just me. But as I get older, I do want to focus more on political journalism, covering
Okay, yeah.
politics, and I feel like that's more of what interests me. But as of now, everything's interesting to me. Sports, crime. No, it's not interesting. Well, it's interesting, but it's not something I enjoy.
Right, right,
crime,
right.
But and personal stories of people telling their own story of their life, and so right now I'm doing a little bit of everything.
Okay. So, do you see yourself like maybe in the future, like 10 years from now, being able to have different reporters with you or like a different team to be able to like, okay, you prefer political stuff, but you have someone else that does like sports, someone else that does traffic. I know. Would you want to do something like that?
Yeah, of course. I would want people local to Oxnard,
Right.
people who might be starting up in their journalism career
Mhm.
to really get their start with me, with the Adriel Show, and do what they're passionate about. If someone's passionate about sports, then you cover sports because Oxnard is really big on sports.
It is. It is.
Oxnard, there's soccer. Soccer's really big here.
They just had a team, don't they? Don't they have a team now?
Oxnard
Yeah.
for soccer?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously, I think I saw a post, and I think it might have been yours, where Oxnard is now, they made a contract with the Dallas Cowboys, so that for the next 5 years,
5 years, yeah.
they're going to be coming out to do their like camp or boot camp or whatever.
Yes.
And to be able to have all those different categories, do you see that? Do you have like a set goal to be able to like get to that point, or is it just like you're taking step by step?
I'm taking step by step right now. Obviously, that is the goal. Sooner than later.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just taking it day by day, step by step.
Hmm. Going back to the threat portion of it, is there anything like physically other than like dealing with like getting almost hit by one of those pepper guns when they were dispersing the crowds? Physically, have you been ever injured on the job? I mean, like, I don't know if it entitles you going from place to place, but some of these spots are like the fields, they're kind of dangerous. Have you faced any other situations where you've hurt yourself or have gotten hurt?
Physically, no, not other than the Camarillo, what happened in Camarillo. But it wasn't like that bad. I didn't have like obvious wounds. It just hurt.
Dude, you gotta get that press, that vest. You know how like some places have that?
After that incident, I ordered on Amazon a reflective vest that says "press" in the back.
Nice. Oh, that's
But-
gonna be cool to be able to see that eventually.
And I regret not having it before because maybe
Yeah.
it would have been different.
Have it say press and then right underneath say the Adriel Show. That'd be sick.
that would be really
And then have like those portable mic. Or I mean, technically you already have those lavalier ones, right?
I have a DJI mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that do the like little gimbal as well, right?
Yes.
It's like so is that what you have?
The gimbal?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I
You
just
just
have
have the mics. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I feel like that would be a perfect thing to be able to like use to not only advertise like, oh shoot, like the Adriel Show is here. Like he's reporting on the I don't know. There's like a 6-car pileup on Vineyard or something like that. That would be pretty cool to be able to see it.
That would.
Yeah. There was a story that you covered that I was like, whoa, dude, that's that. I think this is what caught me to your page was clearly we're real close to downtown Oxnard, and you covered on the Vogue Theater and the Boulevard Theater, and that story piece like that hit me, dude. I was like, whoa, that's impressive to think that was a couple years ago, or I don't know how long ago was that you did that piece, where you were covering the Vogue Theater and how it pretty much was back in the 1920s where it was really popping, and then it just pretty much they ended up opening like 3 theaters, closed down one of them, and then the only ones that are remaining are the Boulevard Theater and the Vogue Theater, which eventually converted into a flea market or like a swap meet, indoor swap meet. And I mean, the history of Oxnard is what I think caught me, the fact that you knew all this, and obviously you did your research, but the way you presented it is what got me. Do you think you're going to be able to do those pieces again?
Yeah, and I hope I make the time too, because obviously I've been a little bit busy with the current news that's going on, but I do want to get back to that, showing the history of Oxnard, because Oxnard is a very old city. There's a lot of historic stuff here, including the Carnegie Museum.
Yeah. Heritage Square. Yeah.
So all these are deserving of a story, telling their story. There's a lot to it. So I hope soon I could go back to that and cover the current news, but also give, you know, a story to these buildings and to different places. And I've talked to Abel, the executive director of the downtown association of, I don't remember what it's called, but what governs like the downtown. What governs
Okay.
downtown. And we were discussing about that, like you said, I think it was last month. Um, so it's in the works, but we just need to plan out more on which buildings we want to talk about. And like the Vogue, I did research it. I did my research on that, and to give it that story because not that many people know. They see it.
I didn't.
It's a historic. You see it. You could tell it's a little old, but you don't know the story.
It's like vintage looking.
vintage,
And
yeah.
you just look at it and you're like, whoa. And then the fact that I've been inside there and I'm like, oh, it's just kind of like a little swamp meet.
Swamp meet.
But the fact that I learned the history through you got to kind of gave like a little 60 seconds of the history behind it and how it was connected to the other theaters and how I think the creator even did other ones in like, I don't know if it was like Burbank or somewhere else.
All over Southern California.
Yeah, and just the different like little history segment is just it was so fascinating to me, and I feel like a lot of people would probably find that very fascinating. And obviously, you did really good with it, but I think that's what one of the pieces that you've done that stood out the most to me, and I just gotta shout you out to it. If the Bromigos haven't checked it out, go to the Adriel Show. I mean, you might have to scroll a little bit down because it was a little bit older post, but check it out because it's really awesome. And then you'll learn a little bit about Oxnard. But I hope that you do end up making more pieces like that to kind of like not only lighten up the city a little bit and kind of give that history to it, like how you said the Carnegie Museum as well as Heritage Square and like any other spots, but also to kind of like build a little segment just on that. I think that would be cool, even if you did it on YouTube or other platforms, which I think that leads to my next question. Have you thought of going into different platforms other than just Instagram?
As of now, yes, I've thought about it, but I feel like I have so much going on right now with Instagram. I'm doing the stories, and now that I'm going to college.
Oh, you're going to college? Nice.
Yeah, I started Monday last week.
Oh, cool. Oxnard College?
Moore Park.
Moore Park. Nice.
But so it's something I do want to do, but as of now,
journalism.
Journalism. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But as of now, I really don't have that much time for that because I'm trying to make a lot of time for doing my reports covering Oxnard, but then it's gonna take a lot more time getting more platforms and then having to go through each one of them. So I do hopefully at one point want to go on different platforms, but as of now it's just Instagram and Spotify. I'm not active on Spotify right now though, but
it's on there too. Yeah. Okay. Well, I definitely hope that you can not only finish college, and do you plan on going to like transferring out from there?
Yes, I plan on transferring to Long Beach.
Oh, nice. Do you plan on moving down there too?
Yes.
Oh, so then the Adriel Show might get a little bit bigger. You might do county to county coverage.
Maybe I have to, but I could do it without actually being on the ground. I could have people. By then it's gonna be 2 years, so I'm gonna want people that are there doing live things, and I could still do stuff from Long Beach. I'm just covering it, just my voice, saying what's happening here.
Gotcha.
Maybe physically there, but I'll try to go back as much as I can because Oxnard is my city. It's where I'm born. Where I was born, where I came
Born and raised here. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to be able to see you have like kind of camera crews that go around and kind of film like, oh, like there was a big incident here, and then you have that voiceover that kind of covers it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would
Do you have a specific? I don't know if there's like a specific major and minor for journalism. I'm not too familiar with it over there in Long Beach. Is there a specific degree that you're going for?
Well, I'm majoring in journalism.
Just journalism.
Just journalism.
So I'm guessing you're gonna get your AA here, and then transfer over, get your bachelor's over there.
Yes.
Do you plan on going any further than that to get like your master's or even a doctorate?
I feel like for this field, it's not really that necessary. I feel more journalists just have a bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for other people, for other fields, you have to get your master's and then you climb up the ladder. But I feel like for journalists, it's just the bachelor's, and that'll get you. From what I see, maybe it's gonna be different. Maybe I will want to climb, but as of now, it's just bachelor's for me.
As far as coverage, obviously you're doing it locally right now, and then obviously you're going to get a little bit busier once you start getting closer to getting your AA and continuing with Moore Park College. Do you think you see yourself moving from just local news to maybe even state? And then I've seen you post a couple like national news, like the whole thing with Iran. I saw a post that came from your page. Do you plan on slowly stepping it up to national stuff?
I plan on giving the people the news, that's happening around the country, that's happening in their state. I want to focus it on things that's happening in their community. But obviously they care about, and it affects them, things that are happening nationally, like the situation in Iran.
Right.
Obviously that's going to be affecting them. They want to know about that.
Mm-hmm.
But my main priorities is Oxnard, local, covering the things that's happening in Oxnard. But I do want to venture out into what's happening nationally, what's happening in the state, because all this affects people from Oxnard.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. That's good. I think to wrap it up, I wanted to talk about how when I first started following you, there was this crazy. It was crazy because obviously you popped up in my feed, and I started following you because I was like, oh, this is actually local news. You were at like 5,000 followers on Instagram, and now you're on like the cusp of reaching that 10,000 mark. How does that feel for you as like a creator?
It feels surreal because knowing so many people like trust me with their news, because news is really crucial. Because like I said, it affects your vote, how you vote. It affects policy. So it feels so surreal that almost 10,000 people in my city, the city that I love a lot, trust me with that. So it feels so surreal.
Have you been recognized? Because I feel like that's a lot of local people that are here, and like I don't know, you might go to the grocery store and be like, Adriel from the Adriel Show.
I have been recognized. I even was recognized by a police officer.
Oh, really?
When I was going to the Cowboys camp to cover it, I was asking the cop for where do I park, and then he said, "Oh, he's over there." And he said, "By the way, I love your show." But he didn't even ask me like, "Oh, are you there?" Like he just
recognized you.
He automatically recognized me. So I really love that because, you know, if the police like my show, and then I talked when I'm in a protest or whatever, covering a protest, I have some people say, "Oh, really love your show." So protesters like my content, and then police officers. So it's a variety of people who trust me, knowing that I'm not gonna go a different, like the right, left. I'm just gonna go in the middle, giving the straight facts. So it's really surreal that so many people have came up to me and say thank you, or we love your content. So it's a really great feeling.
I think it's a little bit tough to think about, like, I feel like you're in a position where you're trying to stay in the middle, and I feel like eventually you're going to get pushed to a section where people are going to try to be like, okay, well, eventually you're going to have to decide it's going to be right or left. And I would just encourage you just to try to stay as straight as possible in that line, because I think that's that authentic Adriel, and the fact that you're just telling it as it is. Like, there's no, I know sometimes, like, I think that's why people think you're a little bit like serious when you do your and they take you serious, and that's why I think I even see you as very mature, is because you're very serious. But I think that's what gives you that edge, where it kind of shows like, okay, this is not just someone that's reporting like leaning towards the right, leaning towards the left, like giving his own opinion. You're giving it as it is, and I got to commend you for that, because that's not easy, especially when we're in a very opinionated society where people not only push you but try to influence you, to try to almost even bully you to make a decision. So I'd say you're doing a great job. I like the way you're doing everything. I do want to see you eventually in different platforms, to be able to see if you're on Spotify, if you're on YouTube, if you're on covering all these different sections. But what I want to know is, how do you do what you do currently? Like, obviously I'm guessing you do all this editing yourself, right?
Yes.
How did you learn that? Because I feel like that's one thing that I have to outsource this. Like, my wife is really good at editing our podcast. I outsource everything to her. How do you do your editing?
Video editing, I learned that myself. I just, when I was littler, I used to have a YouTube channel
Mm-hmm.
just for fun.
Oh, okay.
So I would edit on that. So that's more or less where I learned that. Photo editing, I learned that through the yearbook program that I was in, through Lightroom, through the different applications that I use.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do post videos and then I post pictures as well. So I do a mix of both. So I learned video editing when I was small and picture editing recently, last year.
Oh, okay, okay. Nice, nice. And I'm sure through Rico, he's got some experience behind him and he kind of give you some tips and advice too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I give a lot of credit for the Adriel Show for it being obviously it's the people who follow.
Mm-hmm.
But Rico and Abel, they've been really great supporters. They've given me so much tips. A lot of their equipment. Without it, a lot of my content wouldn't be out there. So I give a lot of thanks to my friends Abel and Rico.
Okay, that's good. Well, hopefully, eventually, we get them on the podcast and be able to kind of pick their brain a little bit and maybe one day even have all three of you guys here. That would be actually pretty cool to be able to have like just random discussions that we want to have. Before I end this, I wanna give you an opportunity to talk to the Bromigos and be able to kind of plug in your handle on Instagram. Just once more so that, and I'll put it on the banner as well, where they can reach out to you.
So on Instagram, it's the Adriel Show. You can give me any tips, any advice. If you have any information, even if you think it's irrelevant, you can text me there. My personal Instagram is King Adriel. You could also give me any tips or advice there as well. So you could just text one of those two platforms, and I'll reply. I'll try to reply as fast as I can. I read them as fast as I could. Maybe if it's something breaking that's happening and so many people are texting, I might not get back to you fast, but I try to get back to everybody.
Gotcha. All right, there you go, Bromigos. Check him out. Make sure to follow him and shoot any tips if you're a local. Hit him up, or even just national stuff too. I'm guessing, yeah, because you posted that before. Thank you, Adriel. I hope nothing but the best for you. I hope that you finish everything with Moore Park and Long Beach, and I really hope to not only work with you later on, but also see the way your career goes through. I'm really excited to kind of experience it through.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for coming. Let's end this. Bye, everybody.